Hey everybody, Don here again. Well, welcome back to Ragged Edge Lure Works. So a couple of weeks ago, I decided to paint up some of these kind of a Whopper Plopper knockoff. This would be similar to a size 75 Whopper Plopper. And I love that size, especially for smallmouth, largemouth too. But yeah, I painted a bunch of them up. And well, not a bunch. I painted up two of them, and here's what they came out looking like. And I was using these shifter paints. Well, when I got all done and took the cameras into the recording studio to do some editing, all of the footage from this overhead camera was completely messed up. I don't know what the heck happened. And in frustration, I just deleted all the footage. So now I want to replicate this, and you can see it's got some really cool color shift paint scheme to it. And I really like the way it came out, but I don't have a clue how I painted it. I do know I put a gold base on it and then some mesh for some scales. And then I'm lost as to where I went from there. So I'm going to play around. I'm going to try to come up with something that's close to this because I want to put this one on my Etsy storefront when I get that opened up. So hang out. Let's see if I can make something happen. All right. So you can see I taped up the tail on these. These are called tail splashers, not Whopper Ploppers, but you get the idea. So I taped up the tails so not to get any paint on them. They didn't really require any of the treatment that I normally put on like a bill, but yeah, they look pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off and I'm going to prime them in opaque black, and then I'm going to cover at least the bottom portion of it with this pearlized copper. Then we're going to put some screen on it, and we're going to come in with some other colors. I'm not exactly sure what, but we'll let you know as we go. So let's get to painting. All right, let's prime this up with a little black. Heat set. All right, so I flipped the baits over. Now I'm going to cover the bottom half, maybe the head, with this pearl copper. I just add a little bit of reducer to this too. Mix it up with this brush. That's about what I'm looking for. Flowing nice. All right, so trying to remember exactly what I did with this. When I look at the back of this, I think this is what would be this red to gold. The colors are really not very well described on these paints. So I think the back of this was that red to gold. And then on the side here, I think this is that green to violet. And I'm not sure if I put some regular green on top of that. I might have put some maybe some moss green, a light coat of moss green. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start off, I'm going to put a light coat of moss green. I'm going to wrap these up in mesh, and then I'm going to put a light coat of moss green on this, just a strip down the side to get these scales. And then come in with this green to blue violet, and on the back I'm going to go with the red to gold. Let's see what it looks like. All right, got the airbrush cleaned out, and now I'm just going to go with a stripe of this moss green down each side, just to get a little bit of that scale pattern. I don't remember if this is what I used or not, but... And I've got my pressure turned down. I've also got the feed on this airbrush cranked down. All right, that's as heavy as I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna heat set it. All right, let's see what it looks like. Like I said, it was a very light coat. All right, well, the scales show up nicely on that. And I'm gonna do a lot of other paint on top of that, but yeah, I like the way those are looking. All right, so what I've got now is this red to gold shifters. This, like I showed you before, this stuff's really thin. I'm going to load up the brush, and I'm going to do the back, which is mostly black, and see what that looks like. I'm also going to turn down the feed on this paint, just to control it a little bit better than my typical trigger control. All right, here we go. You can see on paper that looks pink, but on the black it's kind of a goldish, pinkish hue. Just a little bit more. And once that dries, it's going to have a different look. The gold is almost kind of a green too on top of that other base. Let's yeah, it's starting to come together and look a little bit more like that other one. All right, so you can see I've used this stencil that I used last time. Now I think I used that same color and just kind of did a little bit heavier around the gill plates. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start off with a little bit of that. No, you know what? I'm not. I'm going to go, well, yeah, I got it loaded up, so let's use it. And then we're going to top that off with that green violet. pulled some paint off. Oh man, that sucks. All right, well, my tape was too sticky, or my paint wasn't quite dry enough, but let's top it back off. Jeez. Luckily I got that color still in there. And look at that. Oh man. Well, definitely wasn't dry enough. So can I salvage it with multiple coats? I don't know. We shall find out. All right. So what I'm going to do, because I've told you guys before, I'm not very good at freehanding, but I don't want to stick any more of that tape on this thing. So I've got this thing's fairly close to that gill shape. I'm going to paint that head with this green to blue violet to see what that looks like. All right. Let's see. Right about like that. All right. Yeah, I get a little of that when I tip it. Now, on the previous one, I did take a little stencil and put it here on this fin and painted that with a transparent red, and I like the way that came out. So I think I'm going to do that on these two, and hopefully not pull off any paint. Definitely stick that to my pants a few times to make sure it's not too sticky. Oh, jeez. Way too high. Well, you can see I'm not exactly painting between the lines on that. I got a little bit of overspray, but it is what it is. I'd have to tear the whole thing apart to redo it, so we'll get some eyeballs on these and get them clear coated and see what they look like. All right, well, here's the original, and here's the two more I just painted up, basically on memory alone, and I think they came out all right. Now, I did get a little overspray on this one. As you can see, the red on the fin work, so yeah, I can't sell that, but I'll give that away to a friend. But yeah, I like this one, and those color shifts are wild. I mean, you can see how that top fades from red to gold depending on the light, and the gills got that, bluish purple to them. Yeah, I like it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace.